Hey guys, Thursday night, last live of the week. Who's in? Who's in for the last live of the week? Thanks for joining. We usually give people 1 minute or so to join the live, and then we dive right into the material. Hi guys. We got quite a few people joining the 60-day challenge this week, so I'm glad to see some new names. Hi Regina. I am great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being on the live. Greetings. We're gonna go right ahead then, because I think we gave everybody a few minutes, and whoever wants to join. By the way, if you miss any of my lives, they're all on YouTube, so I just want to let you know. I rarely now repeat any of the content because I just get so much material from you guys, so many things to talk about, so many concepts to clarify. So if you missed anything, they're always on YouTube. They're all like approximately 1 hour long, and they're dated with the dates. All my lives are at the same time: Mondays 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday and Thursday 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am doing excellent. Thank you for asking. So we're a group of people who are doing what I call a 60-day challenge. It's available in my bio if you want to join us for a nominal fee. And what this challenge is doing in mindset and manifestation is keeping our mind very, very organized into what we think, what 3D returns, what our dreams return, and sort of from there drawing a conclusion about our limiting beliefs, about sort of why we dream the way we dream, about what our subconscious is trying to communicate to us, about how easy it is to manifest things that we're not emotionally attached to. This is why we have a weekly challenge, and you get to manifest it and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this came into my reality right away. Well, it's the same thing with whatever it is you're manifesting for yourself personally. And if it's not as easy to manifest it, it's only because of your limiting belief. It's only because you're clinging to it. You're clinging to it very tightly, and it's only because really of you. So as long as your goal is something that's in line with reality and you gave it a realistic deadline to unfold, your goal should have no problem coming to you. And what do I mean by a realistic timeline? Anything you want to achieve in this life, your brain has to believe, one, that it's possible, and two, that you're able to do it, that there is a sufficient amount of time, because our brain only functions in linear time, right? So if it doesn't believe there is sufficient time, it will never bring it to pass. One example of this is if you say, well, the universe can do anything, I shall be married tomorrow. Your brain will not allow you to be married tomorrow if you're single today. So this is sort of the thing, like you need to have a deadline that your brain can believe that this was done before by other people. If you say, I will be married in 3-4 months, then your brain's okay with that, because there are people who have met the loves of their lives and have gotten married in 3 or 4 months. So I want you guys to understand the difference, okay? So we're organizing our mind, we're organizing our thoughts. In fact, I get so many testimonials almost every day about people who are not even saying, you know, I manifested something specific from my list. They're just saying, my God, I no longer need to do revisions on my life every night. I feel like all my days are wonderful. I feel my mind is organized. I feel like I'm so focused, and I am so happy to have found something that just, you know, it's not clinging to a certain outcome. It's just about me and bringing me up and making me feel good. With all due respect, you look stunning. Thank you so much. All right. This is I live about learning mindset, focusing on what we want. No compliments necessary. I know all you guys appreciate my work. I get emails about that all the time. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm very proud of everybody who's doing the work, right? It's easy to get a guide and sort of, it's 40 pages that you have to read, and now you have to, you know, meditate every day or whatever it is. But it's much harder to sort of have a program where you need to participate in the group. You need to be commenting on Facebook. You need to put your manifestation. You need to make the association. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to other members. You need to write in your spreadsheet. You need to associate your dreams. You need to make connections, right? So it's all about work, right? And somebody said on another live, they said, this challenge only has like a nominal fee, like $20. But somebody said on another live, he goes like, let me get this straight. So I have to pay you and I do all the work. And they're like, I thought that was really funny. It's like the same way I feel when I go see my Pilates instructor, you know? I'm like, I can't believe I'm paying for this. And I have to do the work. But it is like that, right? Yeah. You gotta do the work if you're looking for sort of a quick spell to fix your life. That doesn't exist. And if it exists, I hope you never find it, because you'll pay a lot for that. Anyways, let's not go down that route. Okay. Number 2 I want to talk about on every live is scammer accounts. I want to warn all my viewerships. I never ever contact anybody. If you need me, you have to contact me. If you want to talk to me, the link in my bio, you have all my information. If you get an unprompted message or email from me, it's a scam. So be wary out there. Like, I never message anybody. And then this week's challenge is the Ace of Spades. I think I got 5 people who have manifested this since Monday, 5 of them, or 6 of them. And they were, pretty creative, right? One went to Costco and saw a pack of cards. Okay, let's just say that's not unusual. But somebody saw it on someone's shirt and took a picture of that shirt and sent it. Somebody else saw it on a taxi cab. That was the logo of the taxi cab somewhere in the world. So, I feel like there's so many creative ways the universe fulfills every one of our weekly challenges, no matter how sort of specific I make it. There's so many ways in which it can come. And of course, the lesson to you is this is how everything comes. This is if you let go of it and you sort of expect it. I also want to tell you guys there's no affirmations involved with the challenge, the weekly challenge. The weekly challenge I talk about, you listen me talking about it, right? You know you're part of this group. You know you're riding on the group energy and the group's manifesting. It's a group manifestation. The group's manifesting the Ace of Spades, and you just need to tune into your own consciousness to have this download of the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades exists for our group. Every week is different, right? Just this week is the Ace of Spades. So the Ace of Spades exists in the group's manifestation already. You have to draw in your own personal experience of it. This is sort of how you have to think about it. Does astrology have an effect on our manifestation? I don't do any astrology, tarot readings, or any of that stuff. The only thing I pay attention to is the moon cycles, especially the new moon. I have had major success with just aligning myself to the new moon. Somebody's calling me. Let me decline. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my live. So, thank you. This is just educational. I just purchased the chat. I have so many questions now. Okay. Let's get to the material. Where are we? I make notes here for you guys. I make notes about the questions that I get, sort of during the week, and I have them on my other phone here. So let me just, pull up my folder entitled August 10th. That's how organized I am. I take screenshots and then I put them in folders with things I want to talk about. Guys, I won't be able to answer every single one of you when you email me, especially long emails. I understand a lot of people have things that they want to share, things they want to talk about. I'm really excited. That's why I created the Facebook group, right? Put your successes there. But if I have something very, very personal, you're telling me the story from the beginning to end of how you met your SP and what happened, and sort of that's not very respectful of my time, right? Like I am here to channel a group energy and push you in a certain direction. I take time, I answer every single one of my Facebook posts from people, but please keep it to something that's beneficial to the group. If you want to talk to me about something specific, I have a one-on-one coaching for whoever wants to talk to me. Just don't write me long emails. It takes me like 5-10 minutes of my time to read them. And, it's not a fair expectation on your end. All right. So let's get to some of the questions that I take up have to do with questions that sort of pertain to a lot of people. So here somebody's asking me questions to clarify the challenge in the Facebook group. This is a valid question. With the lottery wins, I suggested taking up when you decide on an amount, under which you will not accept a lottery win. So for me, that's $20. So if I win $20 or less, I always give it away to a beggar. So the idea is I ask the universe for money, right? For free money from the lottery. So if somebody else asks me for free money, okay, I'm not going to spend the time thinking, do they deserve this money? Because I don't want the universe to ask if I deserve the money that I'm asking for. Get it? Based on whose measure of deservement, right? So I ask the universe and I'm ready to receive. So when somebody asks me, I want to pay them. So this queen is asking, there are no beggars in my area. So what should I do if there are no beggars in my area, right? So she's saying, is it okay if I give it to family, friends, or just kids? So the idea is I said, no, you have to wait to be asked, right? You have to wait to be asked. So then I'm not sure what she said. Oh, yeah. If I put in the donation box, is this the same thing? I said, no, wait for somebody to ask. Many nonprofit organizations actually ask online. You can donate that way. But the idea is you got some money that you asked for. When you get it, you must give some to somebody who also asks. I hope I'm clear on that. And then I have all sorts of kind of random questions that I want to clarify, and I think it would benefit everybody. Somebody asks, do you have to clarify out loud when you're getting a manifestation that's not exactly your manifestation? Do you have to say out loud, I'm giving this back? Because I only say it in my mind. And I said, you have to say it out loud. You have to really voice out there. Sound has power. In the Bible, the world was created with sound. What we speak is one of our centers, right? Imagination, what we speak and how we feel inside. I want you guys to say it out loud. I am not accepting this as a result of my manifestation. I'm hereby giving it back. And even though it's kind of like what I asked for, it's not exactly what I asked for. So you need to still manifest X, Y, and Z, right? Talk to it as you would a person. I've asked for X. I've gotten almost this, but it's not this. I'm not accepting it. Right? My mom always asks for money and I just give it to her. I would say no, because you have an energetic connection with your mom. Like you have an investment in her well-being, right? You have an investment and therefore you give to her as part of your love for her. You have to give to somebody you have no love for. It's more difficult. So I'm clear about out loud. You have to speak. You have to speak. Okay. Somebody else asked me, with the 3-digit code, should I just repeat it until I get it, or should I let it go? And the 3-digit code, I want to clarify, it is not the same as one of your other manifestations for which I advise you to do the work for and then let it go. So it's not the same thing at all. The 3-digit code is establishing a method of communication to the universe. And it is not like you're asking for my, code that's like mine is 468. It's not like I'm saying, give me 468 as a manifestation. I'm saying, can you hear me now? And this is how you can reply to me if you can hear me. If what I'm saying sort of gets through to you and I'm able to communicate with you, show me the 468. So a lot of people are at the stage where they're just asking for their number. So they're asking for this 3-digit code. You set the 3-digit code to something that's completely unrelated to your life. So you set this code and then you ask for it. Now she's asking, do I have to let it go or do I repeat until I get it? You have to repeat until you get it. It's not a manifestation. You have to be acknowledged by the universe. You have to be acknowledged by God's algorithm. Somebody called it, I call it the formless substance. You have to, and by the way, it has to acknowledge you. It has no choice, right? It's just that your ability to connect with it may be in question. And that has to do with a lot of the way we live our lives, the way we've been programmed, our limiting beliefs, etc. So, when you're asking to be acknowledged, you're not going to take no for an answer. And remember, it doesn't matter if it takes you 10 days, 20 days, 1 day, because it takes you that long to also shift internally, right? So it would make sense. You're doing this challenge. Every day you get better. Like it has to be your expectation that tomorrow your signal to the universe will be more clear than today, right? your signal to the universe has to be more clear as you're getting more aligned with in terms of doing this work that I'm presenting here. And if it's not, then it's a problem, right? But every single day, you have to get better and better. So Ashley says, hi Ashley, I feel like everything is shifting. I lost my job this week, but didn't care much. It was weird. You guys know my story, right? I lost my job as I started to do this work and I got really into it. This was in 2014 and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because then I started another business, The Great Partner, and it's paid off for me, but I would never have quit my job to start that business. Get it? So things happen for a reason. As you're asking for freedom and more money and whatever else affirmations you're making, it is very, very likely that your structures will just fall apart, whether that's relationships or jobs or friendships. So Ashley continues, I never would have quit because it was a good setup, but I had been secretly wanting a break. Yeah, guys. And Ashley, you've been in this work for a while, for a long time for you personally, but also with me since, I want to say since May or end of April. And, you know, right now, it's like you have to see it as the unfolding of your manifestation. If you have a secret wish, guys, I read something years ago that really stayed with me. And it's this: thoughts can never be kept secret. Thoughts can never be kept secret. They just unfold. If you had a secret wish for a break, then you get it. Mona, friend reached out asking if I want to do creative business idea. Ironically. No, not ironically. What are you talking about? Normalize. My God, you're still in the unbelievable. I'm not really believing this. Ironically. No. No. Normalize. Take inspired action. Everything that I've done for me that it paid off was an incoming call. So everything. Somebody else said another pertinent question. She said, I want to restart the challenge. So a lot of people in the group, as they're going through the challenge, they're getting to day 10 to 20. This is when it sort of happened. They're feeling a major shift. And then they're saying, what I wrote up to now doesn't really resonate with what I want. I wasn't really honest. I wasn't really, my affirmations don't really match who I am today. So, you know, what I tell those people is delete everything that you have entered in the sheet and restart from the beginning. And somebody asked me, let me just, I don't know where my monitor is, but I don't like things that are distracting. Okay, so my, where was I? Somebody asked me, do I have to delete my life in images? My life in images is really the visual expression of what I want in life, right? So I said, actually, now that you brought this up, your life in images is the only thing you don't have to delete, because your life in images is really the end goal. And it's the end goal. You don't have to think, have you entered it incorrectly? Does it reflect? No. It's like if you want to get married and you put your engagement ring there and you put a wedding dress there, that's like not you. Okay? You don't have to delete that. Keep your life in images if you're happy with what you put there. Delete the dreams, delete the 3D association, obviously, because you have to restart from the beginning, day one. Delete all the affirmations you've been doing as a different person and fine tune your 4 goals at the top of the page. What is the challenge that you're talking about? It's at the, in my bio. So I hope I'm clear on what you're doing when you're restarting. If you want to keep your life in images, if it does reflect indeed what it is that you want, look at it again. Make sure those images are points in which you want to get to, right? If it's a picture of Rome, you still want to go to Rome, you're going to keep Rome there. I made my garage door open. It's had a flat battery. My husband said, you officially scare me. I turned off the light in my, on the outside of my fridge. And like the repair guy couldn't figure out how or something like that. I think I did it with my mind, but I don't like to talk about this, cause it was bothering me. I don't like to talk about this kind of paranormal things. They happen. They're part of this work because we're accessing We're no longer, God, if I go down this rabbit hole, then it will be a different conversation. So I'm thinking if I should or shouldn't. I expect some paranormal activity to happen, and yes, it is your fault as you're doing it. Your birthday is tomorrow, Ashley. My birthday is on Saturday. So tomorrow, I was going to tell you guys, tomorrow I'm not available because my sweetie's taking me to the day spa. We're going to be there from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And, wow, we have like the same birthday. And then on Saturday, I won't be available either because we're having my actual birthday, and a little engagement party. So, I can't believe we have the same birthday. We're August Leos. Happy birthday, Ashley. I hope you get to spend it with someone you really care about, who really cares about you. We talked about this. Let me get to some more of the screenshot I had. Okay, so this queen asked me, she's talking about my story with my SP. She said, because we had broken up in August 2022, did you tell him you were going no contact? I'm scared, she says, to stop contact and him forgetting me. So to my group who's on this live, right? This is an obvious, major, massive limiting belief. But the question, did you tell him you're going no contact? Of course not. You're not going to inform your SP, now I am going no contact, and I'm going to take my book and make my affirmations about you, and make my affirmations about how you can't live without me. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, you are not telling them that you're going no contact, and you're going no contact because he's not the one for you. The version of him that's right now not returning what you need is not the one for you. So you have to believe, when you're doing this work, you're forced to, okay? Believe that you are worthy of having your wants and your needs met in life. In fact, somebody else wrote today and said, I've realized what was the message exactly? I've spent most of my life settling when it comes to dating, right? So if you come to this realization that settling will not make you happy, that your SP, you may love them infinity, but they're just not returning what you need. Well, let me ask you a question right now. If you're in that situation, do you deserve what you want, right? If you want a husband, or if you want somebody who constantly calls you, brings you flowers once a week, should that happen to you? Should it? Like, are you a person to whom that can happen? And if you're not a person to whom that can happen, then, or if you don't think, or if it's hard for you to believe that, then you know where the problem is. But don't tell your SP that you're going no contact. And then also do not have any fear of him forgetting you, right? Because right now, your SP is not the version that you want. So you have nothing to lose, right? Please understand that. Please do not be scared to let go of something that meets 30% of your needs, because then you can never have something that meets 95% of your needs. I don't want to say anybody's going to get 100%, but you should be the kind of woman that aims for 95% of the needs and wants being met. That's it. Right? Think about this. Think about this for a bit. Right? Are you actually, when you envision your ideal life, should that happen to you? Should that happen? Should these things happen? Should you have a man who opens the car door for you? Should you have a man that brings you flowers every other week? Should you, are you the kind of person that is worth that? And if you're saying, not really, or if you're saying, well, no man does that. Well, number one, let me tell you, they do, and not just one man. And number two is, you can't, then you don't need anything. If it's your belief, no man does that, then what you need them for? Right? Or whatever your needs are. Those may not be your needs with the car door, and I'm just giving examples. I want us to be way more empowered as we're starting this challenge, as we're halfway through this challenge, or some of my queens are still doing this challenge day 90. They like, you know, I put it out at the end of April, and I have some queens that are still working on this since then. Okay, now let me continue with the questions and the answers. I hope that clarified the question with the SB, should you tell them you're having no contact. This queen says, I'm struggling with religious disbeliefs. I proved to myself many times that the law of assumption is true, but still my brain goes against it. I cannot let go fully. And then she puts a crying face. And look, I understand the struggle, right? Like, I really understand being raised with a set of beliefs, and it's very, very difficult for people to overcome them. This is why I say start small. Start small, starts with the weekly challenges, start manifesting turtles and flamingos and aces of spades and things you don't have to think you're deserving of them or not in order to do it, right? But once you realize a truth, sometimes this truth completely demolishes what you know about the structure of the world, what you've been taught to believe the structure of the world is. And once you face this truth, like this queen is saying, you know, I've manifested with the law of assumption, but now I'm struggling with my beliefs, right? Now it's a decision. You have to decide, am I going to cling to what I believe, which is what the ego wants to do? Remember, the ego, the brain, always wants to keep you in status quo. It never wants you to change because it knows today in status quo, you're safe. Wherever you are watching this live, watching the YouTube, you're safe. And it doesn't want you to do anything that might change that, right? So your ego's clinging here. You've seen glimpses of a different truth that's in complete contradiction with this. That's over here. So now all of a sudden, this is what is called free choice. You guys understand this whole game is about the evolution of consciousness, right? Consciousness is the interpretation of information and the awareness of choice. Are we clear on that? And in order for consciousness to evolve, it needs time and it needs choice. So a choice you can only make through time, right? There's a time before you make the choice, the time you're presented with the choice, the time you're after the choice. So you need to move through what we call linear time in order to make a choice. And a choice, what is a choice? Well, a choice is only a free will choice. It's not, because otherwise it wouldn't be a choice. A universe where it's deterministic, okay, where everything has been preset and prearranged is a dead universe. That universe cannot evolve. I want you guys to be clear on this concept. Okay? The universe that is deterministic cannot evolve. This is why I don't go to fortune tellers. I don't think anybody knows how things are going to turn out. Because even God doesn't know, right? The designer of this game, that's why the game is designed, to see how consciousness evolves under certain conditions. And you're going to give it different set of conditions until it produces, or maybe it's set to produce a certain result, but it doesn't know it's going to produce that. It will be no point to it. Is that clear? Have I been clear enough? So yeah, this queen with the law of assumption and religion, it's not easy. It's not easy. I've had a few Christians contact me and basically saying, I really want to do your program, but I can't. But I want you to know that it really resonates with me. I understand why you can't. It's okay with me. I don't know if long term you'll be okay in this dual set of conflicting, like you see the truth is here and you have your other beliefs, and what's going to happen is the split inside of you, right? This is why some people who are very hardcore religious, all of a sudden they turn the other way. The split is too hard to maintain long term. Like, I think if you love your religion, you love your community, you got to understand you can't look into this stuff. You can't look into it because if it's proven truth, you'll have a problem still circulating in this set of beliefs right here and being part of the community will reject you. I know Jehovah's Witness, I think, who has been thrown out of his community. This was years ago, and we were, doing a group. It wasn't therapy, but it was like, a group of people that came together to sort of talk about their stories, but not from a psychological perspective. It was more for like a metaphysical perspective. And he had been, imagine all your life knowing one thing, one group of people, one group, and all of a sudden, nobody in that group speaking with you. Nobody in that group, like literally thrown out, no contact. Parents don't contact him. Friends don't contact him. They pass by him in the street. They don't look his way. It's like he doesn't exist. That is the opposite of love, right? The opposite of love is indifference. And you really shouldn't try. But he said, I can't go back because now I know the truth. But unfortunately, that this pain here can be really overwhelming. So if you want to keep status quo in your life, that is your right. And you should. Just don't look into this stuff because it'll mess up with your mind. All right. No contact we talk about. Oh, I'm getting stories from new people manifesting all our old challenges. You know that, right? So this is from a queen who got the challenge maybe a couple of days ago. And she said, today the property manager came in while I was in home, broke into the apartment through a window, changed the locks, then rang my doorbell and asked if I could hold on to the keys because a plumber would be coming later and the new tenant moved out. She's talking about a different unit and didn't return the keys. So literally gave her the keys in her hand. Oh my God. She's talking about another apartment being broken into, but the landlord asked her to hold the keys. I'm like, yeah, it will just come to you just like that. Wait until you get everything else. You just started day 2 and this is what happens. Somebody else said, can you clarify about the SP or better? This is a valid question. A part of me feels great about that process, and part of me is still clinging to wanting it to be specifically my SP because it's hard to imagine better when he treated me so amazing. Right? So I want you in this case, okay? You think he's the best for you. He treated you amazing, which is great because in the most cases of DSP, I have DSP is the one who leaves. Right? Or who doesn't return the behavior that the woman wants. So when you say DSP treated you amazingly, I don't know your whole situation, but you really have to ask yourself, what is it then that dissolved the relationship? And how could that relate to a limiting belief? So before you're manifesting him back, right? You have to really understand you. If he treated you amazingly, if you feel there's nobody better than him, his behavior couldn't have been better, then what is it that dissolved that relationship? This is where you have to stay in your mind, right? Is it something in you? Is it your fault? Is it something you did? And if it is, right? Like if you're the one who cheated on him, what's the prompt? What happened there? What's the limiting belief that you posted there, right? In my case with my own SP, he also treated me amazingly. And when I ended the relationship, it had nothing to do with his behavior that way towards me. It just had to do with the lifestyle he wanted to live, right? And the lifestyle I wanted to live. And I felt that I was worthy to have the lifestyle I wanted to live. And I felt 100% I would meet a man who would also treat me amazingly, but want that lifestyle with me. So again, it's about me, right? It's about me. It's not about the SP. So ask yourself what dissolved the relationship. That's where you got to stay in your mind. Okay, we talked about this. I like this testimonial. Sometimes I just like to read stuff that, are inspiring. She says, I saw you on July 25th and I watched your videos on TikTok. By the time morning came, I knew I wanted to join the challenge in the Facebook group. I needed around $2 more to join. And I asked the universe to send it to me. And then my dad randomly offered me money that next morning. I was excited to pay because I knew I would be getting so much more money in return as a result. I actually have a lot of movement in 3D now. I found you when I had major blocks and stuck energy. You have given me the key to kickstart my life, and now everything in 3D is quickly catching up. I am even getting manifestations from before I even found the challenge. So, this is a good point. Sometimes you don't know if it's the right thing for you. So you just got to ask the universe. She specifically said, you know, I'm missing $2. If I'm meant to do this, somehow I'll get those $2 in a timely fashion while I still have this idea that I want to join. And she did, like, the next morning. Ask yourself, give the universe a test like this. Should I be part of this group? Or you can use this with anything. If I'm meant to, you know, go to Rome this year, then, you know, give me a prompt in a sense, but be specific, right? So in her case, she asked for $2 more, right? What is it? Why is it that you're not going to Rome right now? And make it so specifically about that reason, right? If it's whether it's money, whether it's you don't have a travel partner, whether you don't know anyone in Rome, maybe you'll connect with somebody. Just say, have somebody from the group who lives in Italy reach out to me, right? Get creative. Ask the universe for prompts. It has to acknowledge you. It has to, right? You're the individuated consciousness of the creator. It has to return to you. It can't treat you the same way that Jehovah Witness guy was treated by his family, right? Like with indifference. It can't. The only humans can do that to other humans, right? God and God's algorithm cannot. Well, God's algorithm definitely can't. You know, if it's not hearing you, it's your connection. You got to work on it. But once you impose yourself, it has no choice. It doesn't even want to not acknowledge you, right? Like the system is designed for our success. If this system is about the evolution of consciousness, I want you guys to understand it's designed for our success, but it just can't let you pass a certain level until you actually pass it, right? So to this key point of passing, remember I told you guys my $1 million story? So my $1 million story is, when I was at Dr. Joe Dispenza, I thought, what can I manifest that I know it's my manifestation? And, you know, I was thinking, but it's not something that could just randomly happen to me. I said, I'm going to manifest $1 million, right? So I put in my mind, and then I was walking down the hall, like of the resort a few hours later, and I found this. Now, I talked about this on 2 or 3 lives. Do you guys remember? I want somebody who remembers. I want somebody to confirm that they remember me speaking about this. Okay. This only dawned on me last night. Okay? This only dawned on me last night. Because I tell you what to do because I know the theory. I have downloaded the instructions, but then I'm tested and I failed. And nobody on this live contacted me to tell me I failed. Okay. What I do with this $1 million? I picked it up. It has holes in it because it's been pinned on my vision board. What should I have done with this? Classroom, what should I have done with this? It only came to me last night. I thought I had this huge epiphany. I didn't give it back. None of you told me to give it back. I failed. And I'm like, it dawned on me and I was so excited. And I was like, my God, just when I was talking about it, this is not the result of my manifestation. This is not, you have not fulfilled my $1 million. I have asked for $1 million in a check on my name, in my bank account, any way that doesn't come from selling assets or hurting anyone. And this isn't it. This isn't it. You know what I'm saying? This is not it. I'm giving it back. So much for saying it out loud. And nobody told me. None of you told me. Yeah, that's right. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do with that text when he texts you. What you doing? Delete it. Doesn't align with I am a high value woman. Doesn't align. But you see, it only dawned on me now. And I found that in October. And it only dawned on me now. Because I'm talking about the evolution of consciousness. We will not be given inspired action more than we can handle at the time. If I was given $1 million back in October when I asked for it, I only started this channel in March. I probably wouldn't have started a channel, right? We're only given when it aligns with our life path in terms of, first of all, you have to give back what you don't want and you have to insist, but it also has to be to the highest benefit of all. And I realize now I accepted it because my consciousness at the time said, no, there's still stuff to do. And not that you could retire on $1 million, but it's probably, I probably would have been more focused on what else I can manifest for myself, rather than giving back to people. Do you know what I'm saying? I would have been like, oh, if I can manifest $1 million, I can manifest 10 million, and I can have you know what I mean? So I think this is a very, very humbling example. And somebody says, I'm manifesting for like 1 year. It hasn't been working. Have you given it back the way I just gave that back? Right? Like, have you given it back everything you got that wasn't that? Let's think about this. Okay, I'll tell you one more story from my adventure at Dr. Joe Dispenza seminar. That was life-changing. It's like, and we'll end on that, and then I'll take a couple of questions. What time is it? Okay, I have the time to tell you a quick story. So I'm walking. So these seminars are in resorts, right? So the resort, like you'd have part of the hotel and then sort of the conference center. They're large resorts. The conferences are like 2,000, 3,000 people. So they need big places. So I'm staying at the hotel over here and the conference center's over here. In between, there's like shops and restaurants. And I'm passing by in the afternoon break, and I want to go to my room to put on a bathing suit because like in the evening it ends around 8:00. So I just want to go right to the pool after the seminar. And so as I'm walking down, maybe like 4:00, want to pass through the cafe, and my favorite fruit is watermelon. And I really want to buy some watermelon. They have chopped watermelon, and I'm really in the mood for watermelon. Like really, there's this need for watermelon that I have, right? I've been doing a lot of meditation. It's now 4 p.m. and I need this watermelon. And I'm passing through the restaurant, to the cafe, and they're sold out of the damn watermelon, right? So in my mind, I'm like, my God, now it's like a huge unsatisfied need. I have this need for what else can I get? It's just water. It's nothing else that can satisfy. It's not like you can have an apple when you're craving watermelon. So I'm walking towards my room to get my bathing suit and all disappointed. And I think I was on the 7th floor. So the elevator opens. I cannot make this stuff up. The elevator opens, and in the elevator area, somebody had dropped a watermelon, and there was nobody there. So I guess they dropped it and they were waiting for somebody else but it's an actual, it's not slices of a watermelon. It's a watermelon. You can see it's been dropped. It cracked, and half of it is sitting sort of to the side, and the other one is splattered all over the ground, right? So I'm like, I look at it, I look around, there's nobody around. So I took the half, and I'm like, thank you. I go to my room, and I have, I always travel with a knife, and so I took my knife out, and then I, cut the first, just the beginning of it, and then I ate the rest. All right. So this story, it's just, you can't make something like this up. But it came to me, as well as the $1 million story, because I was so in the flow at that time, and over this 7 days when all I was doing was meditating. I was not communicating with anyone. So this is important, right? Except to the people in the group. So you can't have your mind back and forth to your family, to your, when you can get to a point where literally all your desires are met by the universe instantaneously. And I want you guys to know that this is possible, and it happens to people all the time. And if you learn to be there mentally and just take 3D a lot easier, give it less importance. It doesn't matter if somebody cuts you off on the street. It doesn't matter if somebody said something mean to you, a stranger I'm talking about. It does, if somebody you love said something mean to you, then you should really reassess that relationship. So this stuff, it matters very little because 3D is dead, as you guys know, right? It's a reflection of what has already happened. But there are forces at play that are trying to prevent the evolution of our consciousness. And those forces will insert conditions and elements into our 3D reality in order to delay us. They can't really prevent the final evolution of humanity. But in order to delay us, they can. So every time you encounter something negative, I want you to think about this, and I want you to sort of be like, observe it like it's a movie and be like, no, I'm not internalizing this. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? It's not mine. I'm not internalizing this. I'm giving it back. And that's it. You know, it's not even relevant, right? It's not. Why do you need to get into conflict? Let's see. I have found that I don't want to communicate with anyone because I don't want to leave this space. Yeah. This will happen. You will know when you communicate with people who are not in this work, all of a sudden it will feel like they're dragging you down just by telling you about their day-to-day. Because they sound different than you. They sound different than the way you're speaking to yourself now in your head. Just stay in my bubble with my hubby and my kids. Yeah, exactly. What's ACIM? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, you guys have any questions for me? Now's the time. I was talking nonstop. I hope you guys get value out of these lives. That's why I'm doing them. I hope you guys take the 60-day challenge seriously. You know, I want people that do the work. Your nighttime manifestation routine will have to do with where you are in your life, in your manifestation journey. So at the beginning, you'll need to get your mind way more organized. And it will not be the same as my nighttime manifestation routine, but I journal every night. And I journal about specific things and in a specific way, but whoever's doing the challenge should just stick to that, and then taking the main idea from the challenge and then journaling a paragraph from each of the 4 ideas. At the end of the night, you can revise your day the way you want, and you should also play a scene into your ideal reality. Or if you had an ideal day, you should give thanks for it. I find myself in this situation a lot these days. Like I'm in a very thankful state. And my practice now has more to do with accessing for the sake of accessing. You know, I just like to access. And when I dream, like last night, I was in a heavy rain in my dream. And I knew I was trying to get everybody. There was a crowd of people. And I was like, guys, let's go out in this rain, because this rain means like it's fertile and it's prosperous and it's amazing. And I could feel the raindrops on me. And, you know, like for me, I just love these experiences. It's like living another life in my dreams, that I wake up and I get to remember the experience. But not necessarily everybody's there. So that's sort of the answer. Let's see. I read in my dream. Has anybody won anything in the lottery this week? This week specifically? I only won a free ticket so far, but I mean the main lottery is Friday, Saturday. Ashley, what do you say we win on our birthday? You win Friday, I win Saturday. It's Ashley's birthday on Friday and mine on Saturday. Okay. So I'll be off the grid. Like tomorrow I'm going to the spa all day, and then Saturday also. Can you explain the Lionsgate we are experiencing? No, I don't know anything about that. Like I know high level, but I'm not the right person to explain that. I love your lives, but I don't think I'm ready for the challenge too insecure. Take your time. You'll know when you're ready. I mean, the challenge is to get you over these feelings and everything. But there's no rush. Your intuition will tell you when is the right time. Just sit in and learn for now. Hey, we have a lot of August birthdays. I love that. Let's win, Ashley. Okay. So remember, we're doing aces of spades for the rest of the week until Sunday. And then when I come back Monday, I want a lot more aces of spades. But I'll be back. I'll check everything on Sunday. I'll just be off the grid for the next couple of days. So I just want to make sure I caught everything. I won't be able to get to my email tomorrow or Saturday. Let's put our hands together for the 369. You guys ready? So if you don't know me, I do the I am a winner tapping 369. And if you don't want to participate, you can drop the live. I'll be back Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.